Florence Cassez became the focal point of one of the most controversial cases in legal history in 2005, dominating the Mexican and French headlines. Now, Netflix has released a 5-part documentary based on the book Una novela criminal by Jorge Volpi. Here's everything you need to know about Florence Cassez and her whereabouts now. Florence Cassez took a road trip in 2003 to Mexico to visit her brother, and it was while there that she met Israel Vallarta, who she soon started dating. They briefly broke up but rekindled their romance in 2005, with Cassez moving into his ranch south of Mexico City. The whirlwind began in December of that year when Cassez and Vallarta were stopped by police while they were driving and taken to the ranch where the Mexican FBI had invited TV news reporters. The police staged a fake raid and arrested the couple as they rescued 3 people who were supposedly kidnapped and held at the ranch. Cassez and Vallarta were arrested and accused of running Los Zodiacos, the Zodiacs, a gang of kidnappers. Shetland fans work out Jimmy Perez's replacement, as 2 of the victims were a mom and her 11-year-old son who didn't recognize Cassez at first before changing their minds, stating that she tortured them. The next was a man who insisted it was Cassez and Vallarta who were behind the kidnapping and abused him. The 4th was David Orozco, who first claimed they were the leaders of the Zodiacs before later denying what he said. According to France 24, he said he was kidnapped by masked gunmen who turned out to be policemen. He said they beat him, administered electric shocks, and threatened to kidnap his wife and son before forcing him to issue a televised statement against Cassez. Despite these conflicting reports of what happened, it wasn't enough to exonerate Cassez. Where is Florence Cassez now? In April 2008, Cassez was sentenced to 96 years imprisonment, having been found guilty of organized crime, illegal deprivation of 3 people's liberty and possession of firearms used exclusively by the army. The following year, her sentence was reduced to 60 years, but Cassez has continuously denied all charges. Meanwhile, her ex-boyfriend Vallarta, who is still in prison, admits he was part of the Zodiacs but stated she knew nothing about the kidnapping. Over the years, there have been numerous attempts to win Cassez's freedom. Prince Harry tried to take Diana for himself, claims royal expert. Royal never have I ever's Yaron Lewison on whether Debbie really loves Ben, explainer partner track cast, who is in the cast of Netflix series Cast. Under the Strasbourg Convention in 2009, former President of France Nicolas Sarkozy requested she would be transferred to a French jail to carry out the rest of her sentence. The Mexican authorities denied this, and Sarkozy said the issue would be brought up at the G20. Another attempt was made to free Cassez the following year as her lawyers went to the Mexican Supreme Court, stating her arrest was unconstitutional. Unfortunately, her conviction was still upheld, and it wasn't until 8 years after her arrest that everything changed. In January 2013, the Mexican Supreme Court accepted her release petition and she was free to fly to France. There is no indication of whereabouts Cassez is living now in her home country. When she did return to France, she was greeted by the former president François Hollande and told the press she was a victim of the justice system. A kidnapping scandal, the Florence Cassez affair is available to watch on Netflix.